On May 3, 2007, Alexandros Yotopoulos was convicted of multiple counts of murder for his role in the revolutionary organization November 17, diminishing one of the longest-lasting terrorist groups in Europe. Now, this group emerged in 1975 as a revolutionary opposition to the Third Hellenic Republic. From 1967 to 1974, Greece had been ruled by a military dictatorship supported by the US. This ended with a transition to a more democratic government. But elections saw a conservative party, New Democracy, come to office. Frustrated with the election results, the members of November 17 rejected both the Communist Party of Greece's turn to legal politics, as well as the attacks on property made by the existing terrorist group Revolutionary People's Struggle. Both were insufficiently dedicated to the revolution. The members of the group named themselves after the date of a police action in 1973 that killed 34 student protesters at Athens Polytechnic. And the dozen or so members of November 17 demanded that Greece leave NATO, that it leave the European Economic Community, later the EU, that it eject US military bases, that it reduce the influence of foreign corporations, that it forced Turkey to withdraw its forces from northern Cyprus, and that it move to a more equitable domestic economy. Only violence could accomplish this. Violence that would make Greek political and business elites fear for their lives. And to accomplish this, the group began a campaign of assassinations and bombings, targeting prominent capitalists and foreign military personnel stationed in the country. It conducted over 100 attacks over more than 30 years, killing 23 people. Prominent victims, many of them shot point blank with a .45 caliber pistol, included the CIA station chief in Athens, the head of the Joint U.S. Military Advisory Group, a Turkish press attaché, a British military attaché, and an American military attaché. But most attacks were against domestic oppressors. 2/3 of the victims were Greek: riot policemen, tax officials, a former governor of the National Bank, members of parliament, leading businessmen. While November 17 started with assassinations intended to minimize collateral damage, by the 1980s and 1990s, it had begun to turn to the use of bombing, including the use of military anti-tank rockets it had stolen from an army depot. Only in 2002, when a failed bombing led to initial arrests, were the Greek police able to unravel the larger group. November 17 fused nationalism with Marxism in its pursuit of a revolution, seeking to better the position of the Greek people, domestically and internationally, resisting capitalism and imperialism, both at home and abroad. The group thus naturally looked to developing world and to European left-wing terrorist groups for inspiration, viewing its own struggle against global trends in the same light.